Federal Drive is presented by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association, proudly providing health and dental benefits to federal employees and their families. Visit GEHA.com.
The Trump administration has taken the final step to make Schedule Policy Career a reality. Close to 8,000 career federal employees will be moved into the new employment category with limited job protections. The move is meant to boost workforce accountability, but has also drawn sharp criticism. Here with the latest is Federal News Network's Drew Friedman. Drew, thanks for joining me.
Looking forward to talking about this, Terry.
It really is breaking news. Catch us up on the background really quickly.
Well, this all really started, you could say, either on the president's first day in office for his second term or even going back to his first term when it was previously called Schedule F. After President Trump signed an executive order essentially to start bringing back what's now called Schedule Policy/Career on his first day in office, we have since seen regulations be proposed and then finalized from the Office of Personnel Management on this. And then once that happened, which was in February of this year, agencies were expected to start putting together plans for which employees and which types of positions were going to be transferred into Schedule Policy/Career. That all, of course, still required a final executive order from the president to make everything official, to select which positions were going to be transferred based on agencies' plans. And the order this week comes months after agencies have kind of been putting together the plans here.
And the logic that the Trump administration gives for making this move is?
They say it's to improve employee accountability, especially at some of those senior levels of the career federal workforce, specifically targeting what they describe as policy influencing positions. Administration officials said that during the first Trump administration, there were a lot of issues with resistance to policy, and that this would be a way to make sure that they called it an accountability tool to ensure that anyone who doesn't carry out their job duties can be addressed with some sort of adverse action, potentially be removed from their position. So the end goal here is really just about, to them, workforce accountability and making sure that people are fulfilling their duties.
The federal community, though, has not been a big fan of this move.
Absolutely not. This regulation and the idea here has gained very strong criticism from the federal community. That includes federal unions, a lot of nonprofit organizations, good government groups. Federal employees themselves have raised concerns. If you look back to the proposed regulations from OPM in 2025 on this, they received over 40,000 public comments, and 94% of commenters were opposed to the regulation. The concerns being that this is an erosion of the nonpartisan nature of the federal workforce, and that it will remove due process for federal employees and essentially make agencies' operations worse, with the potential to replace longtime career civil servants with people who are going to conform to a president's policies.
Well, the executive order really is the last document people have been waiting on after the rules were finalized earlier in the year. What types of positions does this EO cover?
Well, we're looking at, I would just say in terms of the scale, it's much lower than the initial estimate of about 50,000 career positions that were going to be covered. The types of positions here cover a wide range, but overall it's going to apply to about 8,000 career federal employees. Most of those are at the GS-15 level or senior level /SL positions for short. There's a couple positions at the GS-13 and 14 levels, but this is mostly targeting kind of that top level leadership within agencies. So that includes leaders of agency subcomponents and different agency divisions or offices, chief agency officers like CIOs, CHICOs, chief learning officers, etc., other senior HR officials, senior level regulation writers, some high level agency attorneys, and then also a lot of officials who are involved in policy development or advisory work, budget and spending work, federal grant making, strategic planning. So there's really a wide range here, and the White House did outline specifically which positions would be targeted.
So, Drew, what will actually change now that people will know that their positions are covered by this new schedule policy career? What is that going to change for them on a daily basis?
Once they are converted, they will be exempted from their civil service protections, which have been guaranteed to them for many decades now. Schedule policy/career makes it easier for agencies to discipline or to fire employees if they believe, for example, an employee is not fulfilling their job duties and essentially can be removed from their job at will. Employees will be unable to challenge their reclassification into this new category, and they'll also not be able to challenge any adverse actions to the Merit Systems Protection Board. A lot of these changes align with what we see for current non-career or political positions in government. So although they remain career employees, it is a similar regulatory or policy approach to what we see for political positions as well.
And what's the timeline now? What happens next?
Well, as of the executive order being signed, this means that those employees are officially considered schedule policy/career. There's a little bit of paperwork processing that needs to happen at agencies, and they have now just 1 week to get that all done, to change the personnel records for these employees. And we may see some new regulations from OPM in the coming days with a little bit more information. But this executive order at the end of the day does make this official for those 8,000 employees.
Drew, is this the end of the story for schedule policy career, or are there still legal hurdles or other things that are outstanding?
There is pending litigation against this executive order and just the effort for schedule policy/career. So I'd imagine there's definitely going to be some more legal challenges coming down the pipeline here. And then in terms of the scale of this as well, we have these 8,000 positions that are going to be converted, but that's not necessarily the end of the story. Administration officials said that there's no imminent or immediate plans to add more people to schedule policy/career beyond those 8,000. But the door is open if the president chooses to add more to schedule policy career. That could certainly happen, whether that's months or years from now. The door is open on that one.
That's Federal News Network's Drew Friedman. Drew, thanks for bringing us this breaking story.
Absolutely. Thanks, Terry.
You can find her full story at federalnewsnetwork.com.